Hi friends, it's Chelsea Face Reads here today. I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. I do apologize for how I sound. If I'm quiet, I'll try to turn the volume up as much as I can. My house is pretty quiet right now, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. I am either getting sick or I'm getting better from being sick. As you can tell from the title, this is my September 2025 reading wrap-up reading log. For manga and books, I did read a few manga this month and I read one book. So as usual, I will be doing all of the manga first and then I will jump into the book that I read at the very end, just in case you're not interested in that, or if you are interested in just that, you can just skip to the end there for you. So in order, I will talk about all the manga. The first thing I read was volume 10 of Kaiju number 8. This one has the cover that had me and my husband the most confused when we picked it up at the store. It's got Kikaru on the back and the front, but on the back she's like this dark version, kind of messed up looking. And if you've read the series, you're led to believe that that's a kaiju somehow. So, I mean, it wasn't really a spoiler. This volume in particular, to me, revealed something that apparently has been just a known fact within this world and universe that we just weren't made aware of until randomly in the middle of a fight scene. And that kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, that kind of upset me. I don't like when a manga has been very consistent in the way they deliver something and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, and this is a thing now too, so let's just go with it. It feels like they had to fix something, so this is how they chose to fix it instead of introducing it naturally into the storyline. And this volume did that. There's like a spirit element. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it is randomly thrown in there, and I don't remember ever being told about this at all throughout the entire series lore. But it was a good volume. Other than that, I do recommend. The next thing I read was volume 3 of Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. This series, as you guys know, has been one of my all-time favorites at the moment. I've loved every volume I've read of this so far. Along with this one, we're just following this guy here and this girl who are now dating. Not really a spoiler. And he used to be a delinquent and she's like trying to help him move on from that. And he's like a smart boy now. And they are both in the helpers club at their school, which means they just kind of help every other club do things if they need help. And it's really cute. It's really funny. I love that he used to be a delinquent because he's still fighting that urge to just beat the hell out of people. It's so funny, y'all. It's a good time. I do recommend. Please read that one. I'm going to be speaking highly about it from here on out. The next thing I read is a series that's really climbing in the charts of my mind of top favorites. I can't really explain to you why. And that is My Girlfriend's Child by Mamoru Aoi. This is volume 3 and I already have volume 4 in my cart, so I'm excited to continue this one soon. We're following this girl. She's young. I think she's like 15 years old and she's pregnant with her boyfriend's child, of course. It's just them navigating this very difficult, serious situation together and how their families are dealing with it. It's very rough, very real, but it does have some very interesting, good, tough conversations going on in it. So if you don't mind a serious story, please read this. The art is phenomenal. The next book I'm reading is this one. Shindo-kun's Tight Squeeze, Helpless Against His Alluring Touch. That title and this front cover are giving Fire at His Fingertips for sure. I'm sure the covers are very similar if I put it right next to this one. But this is just a story about this young woman. She works at a candy company. It's giving Sweat and Soap vibes. And this guy starts working with her at this candy company in her department. And I love an office romance. Like, it's becoming one of my favorite smutty romance tropes for sure. He ends up liking her through like a really weird set of circumstances. And they're a very odd dynamic couple. But I really like them. And this was so good, y'all. It did get very graphic, so this is probably the most graphic other than the first volume of Fire at His Fingertips that I've ever read from Steamship. So just please be aware of that before you pick this up. It is very graphic and it is plastic wrapped for a reason, but it was so good. It was so good. Like, the guy is really strange, but I really like their dynamics. I hope this video isn't disgusting to watch because I am just like flaming. I'm gonna try to post it, but if it's too bad, I'll just refilm it later. The next thing I read is volume 4 of Wolf Girl and Black Prince. This is by the same creator as Imakoi, and I am loving this one just as much. much. Totally different stories, of course. But I really like our main character guy here. He is just toxic beyond belief and a terrible boyfriend. Like, legitimately one of the worst boyfriends I've ever read in a manga. But I am still enjoying this. Like, I love a good toxic shoujo. It's fun, it's funny. It's upsetting at times because she's just dealing with this really crappy guy who she really likes. But it just seems like he doesn't like her other than like being possessive. But I still am enjoying it, but don't read this if those things bother you, because this is full of red flags. Full of them. The next volume of manga I read is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, Volume 7 by Mika Yamamori. I really am enjoying this one. I'm just not picking it up very quickly, and I can't really tell you why. I mean, I really like it. I think it's just I kind of forget about it when I'm picking up other series, and when I do think about it, they don't have the volume I need. So I think I'm a little behind on this one. This volume is the one where they like have the school festival and she dresses up and he dresses up. At the very end, they finally reveal that they're dating to the school. So it's like really good. I love this couple so much. Like, he is so into her, and I love that trope of the guy being more into the girl than the girl is into the guy, at least at first. I love it, and this is just so dreamy and so good. Like, a lot of pining in this. It's just really nice. I know a lot of people are reading this, but if you like a really good high school romance, please read this one. It's not the most typical of the ones that I've read. And the last manga that I read this month has been a very quick wrap up. Volume 12 of A Condition Called Love by Megami Morino. Once again, a stunning volume from a stunning series that I think is a very healthy relationship, a very healing relationship. I think if you yourself have gone through a really bad toxic relationship with no communication, this could be very healing for you. This could be very eye-opening for you. I have grown beyond those kind of relationships like that, but I definitely see like healthy relationship practices within this. I would akin it to Sweat and Soap in the later volumes, of course, with how they communicate with each other and how they are helping each other grow and learn from their trauma. I think that these characters are just so sweet, and they want to love each other wholeheartedly and take care of each other and move together through their lives because they've gone through so much and they really do care. So it's just healing to read something like this. This is a fairly long series, but I'm still really enjoying it. And we did get a little bit of a side story between these two characters, and I don't know if there's a future for those two characters or not. I hope there is. This is just a really fun, sweet, soft. There's a scene in this one that our main guy had me swooning. It was so romantic. It was amazing. Like, so good. I don't care what anybody says. Alright, thank you so much for watching all the manga. I'm going to talk about the book that I read in the month of September, so keep watching if you want to hear about it. It's a short novella. It's not like a really big book. This is The Body by Stephen King, a very short novella. I picked this up on one of our little vacation. It was our 10-year anniversary trip we took to the mountains. We went inside this really cool indie bookstore. It was so cute, and I had to buy something. I bought a couple books there, mostly manga, but this is one of the books I picked up. We are following these four boys, you can kind of see their silhouettes here on the cover, through a journey. What year was this set in? It was a long time ago, but it's within his universe. If you've read any of his books, you know what I mean. And these four boys, they go on a journey, and they don't tell their parents that they're going. They just say that they're going to camp out together on the weekend, and then they walk to this other town where they heard that there is a dead body of a young boy that they want to go see, because they're preteen boys. Of course they want to see that. Very messed up, but they are just so fascinated with the idea of it. They don't really think too difficultly about that decision, and so they go, and they don't pack anything. They've got barely any money, and they go on this trip. They get into trouble. They go through a junkyard, almost get mauled by a dog. They almost get hit by a train. They almost get their butts beat by these older boys. They feel like they're being haunted by the body of the dead boy they haven't even seen yet. There's a lot going on in here, and then all the time you're going back and forth between time periods. So it does jump around a lot. I don't think I liked that aspect of it, of just randomly in the middle of a sentence jumping to a different time period. But there were a couple of chapters in here that really stuck out to me as far as a Stephen King, because he had a book within a book. Like, one of the characters likes to write, and they think he's going to be a famous author one day. Stephen King writes about a lot of authors, if you didn't know. It's just something he likes to write from the perspective of. And the kid's telling a story that he had written out loud. Like, he's just telling the boys because they all the time want him to say a story out loud to them. And it's a really good story. It's gross, it's stupid, but it's a really good story. I think Stephen King is a really interesting to read from author. I love his writing, even if it's convoluted and sometimes a little crazy and gross, and a lot of it's outdated. If you read his older stuff, you'll see what I'm talking about. People can change. That's all I'll say. If you pay attention to his social media now, he is definitely a changed person. There was another chapter where they kept going back and forth between the present and the past about this one boy's brother joining the army and dying. And I was just a little... I didn't like that one because I felt very confused. Like, there were a couple of chapters in here where that happened. If some of the parents are very abusive, like, it very much feels like you're really reading from the perspective of the boy who wrote this book. One of the boys who's the author. It's kind of sad. It's like, it feels like you're just reading a scrapbook from this summer for these boys and how their lives are different now. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I gave it 5 stars. I might have gave it 4, maybe 3.5. Not the best Stephen King I've ever read, but it was still pretty good, and I will keep it in my collection. But yeah, guys, that's all that I read in the month of September 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video and all of the manga and books I talked about today, because I did really enjoy my reading. It was a lot of fun. I think it really healed me to sit down and read a bunch of manga in one day. I am currently in the middle of some books, so I think next month's gonna be big as well. I'm excited because October is spooky season. I don't have much spooky manga to read, honestly, which is sad. I don't tend to find spooky manga on the shelves when I'm looking. I don't know if it's just stuff I'm not drawn to or if I just get unlucky. I can't tell you. But if you know some really good spooky manga, horror adjacent manga, mystery manga that's not like easily predictable, like, I'm fine with that sometimes, but I don't love it in my books and manga, let me know, because I've read some Junji Ito. I've read a couple of other horror authors who are pretty big out there, but I would love to also read some other people who aren't as well known that write in the horror genre of manga. I have a ton of horror books, so I don't really need help with that unless it's a novella. I do love a good horror novella. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you will comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys, thank you.